What if one of the biggest biological transitions in a woman's life was happening years before she even realized it? Suddenly, you're waking up at 3 a.m., night after night. You feel hotter than everyone else in the room. Your mood feels different, less predictable. Your periods, once like clockwork, become a guessing game. Your energy changes, and you start wondering, what is happening to my body? Welcome to menopause, a natural, inevitable phase of life that every woman will experience, yet one that remains surprisingly misunderstood and often shrouded in silence. Today, we're pulling back the curtain. We're uncovering the science behind menopause, the vast array of symptoms, its impact on the body, the treatments available, and most importantly, how women can navigate and thrive through this powerful transition. Let's start with a surprising fact. Menopause isn't actually a long, drawn-out process. It's a date, a specific point in time. A woman is officially considered menopausal after she has gone 12 consecutive months without a menstrual period. The average age for this milestone is around 51 years old. But the real story, the one that causes all the confusion and symptoms, begins years, sometimes even a decade earlier. This transitional period is called perimenopause. It can begin in a woman's 40s, sometimes her late 30s, and it's during these years that the hormonal symphony that has governed her body for decades begins to change its tune. The ovaries gradually slow their production of the key female hormones, estrogen and progesterone. Often, progesterone levels drop first, leading to some of the earliest signs like heavier or more erratic periods, breast tenderness, and mood swings. This is the true beginning of the transition. To really understand menopause, we have to understand its lead conductor, estrogen. For too long, estrogen has been pigeonholed as just a reproductive hormone, but its influence extends far beyond the uterus. Estrogen receptors are found in nearly every system in the body. They're in your brain, helping with cognitive function and mood regulation. They're in your heart and blood vessels, keeping them flexible and healthy. They're in your skin, your muscles, and even play a role in how well you sleep. So, when estrogen levels begin to fluctuate and ultimately decline during perimenopause, it's not just one system that's affected. It's a systemic shift, a domino effect that can be felt, quite literally, from head to toe. Many women think menopause begins with a hot flash, but often that's not the first sign at all. The early warnings are frequently more subtle, and because they can seem unrelated, they're often dismissed as just stress or aging. We're talking about irregular periods, cycles getting shorter, longer, heavier, or lighter. We're talking about mood changes, sudden irritability, anxiety, or feelings of depression that seem to come out of nowhere. Then there's the infamous brain fog, that feeling of walking into a room and forgetting why you're there or struggling to find the right word. Other early signs include persistent sleep disturbances, a noticeable drop in energy, changes in libido, and that frustrating, unexplained weight gain, especially around the middle. Some women experience joint pain, vaginal dryness, or thinning hair. And here's the thing, some women might only have a few mild symptoms. Others may feel like they're battling dozens at once. Researchers have actually identified more than 30 potential symptoms associated with this transition. It's a stark reminder that every single woman's experience is unique. Now, let's talk about the symptom everyone knows, the hot flash. It's a sudden, intense feeling of heat that can creep up your chest, neck, and face, sometimes leaving you drenched in sweat. For some, it's a minor, occasional annoyance. For others, it's a disruptive force, happening multiple times a day and night. Scientists believe hot flashes are linked to how declining estrogen affects the brain's internal thermostat, the hypothalamus. Estrogen helps keep our core body temperature within a stable, comfortable range. As estrogen levels drop, this range, called the thermoneutral zone, narrows. Your brain's thermostat becomes hypersensitive. A tiny, imperceptible rise in body temperature that it would have ignored before is now interpreted as a major overheating event. In response, it triggers an emergency cooldown. Blood vessels in your skin dilate rapidly, causing that intense flush of heat, followed by sweating. It's not in your head. It's a neurological misfire. One of the biggest surprises in recent menopause research is just how much the brain is involved. Beyond the hypothalamus, women widely report brain fog, difficulty concentrating, and memory lapses. It can be deeply unsettling, but it's crucial to understand this doesn't mean your intelligence is declining. It's not a failure. It's adaptation. Your brain, which has operated for decades in a high estrogen environment, is now rewiring itself to function in a low estrogen one. It's a period of neuroplasticity, a significant adjustment, and during that adjustment, things can feel a bit fuzzy. While the brain fog is noticeable, some of the most important changes are completely invisible. Estrogen is a critical protector of your bones. As it declines, bone loss can accelerate dramatically. In fact, a woman can lose up to 20% of her bone density in the 5 to 7 years surrounding menopause. This dramatically increases the risk of osteoporosis, a condition where bones become brittle and more likely to fracture. Estrogen also plays a vital role in cardiovascular health. Before menopause, women generally have a lower risk of heart disease than men. After menopause, that risk begins to climb, eventually equaling that of men. The American Heart Association now officially recognizes the menopausal transition as an independent risk factor for cardiovascular disease. This isn't to cause fear, but to empower you with knowledge so you can be proactive about heart health. And then there's the issue of weight. So many women notice that maintaining their weight, or losing it, becomes incredibly difficult. It's not a failure of willpower. It's a complex metabolic shift. The hormonal changes encourage the body to store fat differently, more in the abdomen. This is combined with age-related muscle loss and a natural slowing of metabolism. Disrupted sleep doesn't help either, as it can throw hunger and stress hormones out of balance. This is precisely why strength training becomes one of the most powerful tools in your arsenal. Building and maintaining muscle is like taking out metabolic insurance. Muscle is more metabolically active than fat, meaning it burns more calories even at rest. It also helps improve insulin sensitivity and, critically, strengthens your bones. The good news in all of this? Women today have more options and more knowledge than ever before to manage this transition and thrive. It starts with lifestyle. Regular exercise, combining both aerobic activity and that all-important strength training, is non-negotiable. A protein-rich, nutrient-dense diet, like the Mediterranean style, can manage weight and support heart and gut health. Prioritizing stress management through practices like yoga, meditation, or deep breathing can have a profound impact on mood and even reduce hot flashes. And optimizing sleep by keeping your bedroom cool and dark and practicing good sleep hygiene is fundamental. For women whose symptoms significantly impact their quality of life, medical options can be a game changer. Hormone therapy, or HT, remains the most effective treatment for symptoms like hot flashes and night sweats. For the right candidate, typically women under 60 or within 10 years of menopause, the benefits can far outweigh the risks. However, it's a highly individualized decision that must be made with a qualified healthcare provider. And for those who can't or don't want to use hormones, there are effective non-hormonal options, from certain antidepressants to a new class of drugs that specifically target the brain's heat regulation center. There is no single solution for everyone. The best approach is always one that is tailored to your personal health history, symptoms, and goals. Perhaps the most important thing to understand is this: menopause is not a disease. It is not the end of vitality or health. It is a biological transition, a new chapter. It's a shift from a reproductive phase of life to a new phase of wisdom, power, and self-possession. Some of the strongest, healthiest, and most successful years of a woman's life happen after menopause. Menopause affects every woman, but it doesn't affect every woman the same way. Understanding the symptoms, the science, and the options available empowers you to navigate this transition with confidence rather than fear. Because menopause isn't about losing something, it's about adapting to a new phase of life. And with knowledge, support, and the right strategies, that phase can be healthier and more vibrant than ever. Subscribe to Cellwise Health for more science-backed health education designed to help you understand your body and thrive at every age.